In fact, almost identical draft to what Racketeers drafted earlier. Just substitute the Smolder for a Volibear. We have the Cled locked in response by Fawnzy, which I think is his. Okay, there we go. We are now ready to play some League of Legends. Okay, you can hear me, thank God. Immediately, 2 5 points. Nothing interesting, despite the Nautilus. You always think when you see a pick like that there might be a devil on their shoulder, whispering to look for an invade. Seems like Mercutio expected it, warding that Tribush immediately. A lot of wards coming down very quickly. They really want to cover those invades, which makes sense. I did just talk about them. A leash? I guess for the Draven passive stacks? Not something you see very often. I feel like Aphelios would not want to contest lane pressure against a Draven level 1. I think they probably, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like they probably could have played a bit more aggressively than that. Potentially, nice trade here. Dismounts the Kled. But they did not contest the pressure. And Brandivar, oh my god, gets nailed by both Qs. Loses a lot of his health. Already popping the potion. Both junglers have cleared red to blue. Which leaves Jarvan hovering around the top side. With a very pushed in Volibear, although a very, very low HP Kled. And the Mumu's hovering around his frankly ungankable bot lane. Kled is about to remount, one more minion. I do think going this behind on Kled early game is just does so much to harm your game. First time we've seen mid lane in a while. Seems like a bit of a nothing lane. Rack is getting lower, but that's when your Doran Shield second wind really kicks in, and that Q healing as well is not meaningless, so I don't expect any massive kill pressure without a jungler coming. Oh, a really nice E to the side from Rack to sidestep that EQ. He is going to lose a lot of health for it, and Jarvan is here. Is the flash going to come out? It is, but it's not going to land on a knock-up, and the Amumu flash Qs onto the Hui. He has to flash to get away. Not going to find the kill. Big A is stuck between two people right now. Is he going to have the time to get out? I'm not totally sure. He's running away. The E comes out from Rack. The W is there. The stun is there. The Q comes out, and the W from Slain, and that is a dead Jarvan the fourth. Not able to find the EQ flash onto Renekton. Is this a dead Hui? Be honest with me. It is. You know, I'm pretty sure if Rack didn't... I'm not sure. Maybe there was a way you could survive that. Either way, it's good. Hui is missing a lot for it. Yeah, Mercutio I think has walked up a little bit too far as well. I'm not sure if he's going to get punished for it. A lot of damage from the Draven there. Is Mercutio going to fall? Not quite, but Draven lost his axes And he's not going to find the kill. Enix is there in melee range, but I don't think he's going to try and fight him. Tenshi is caught out, but okay, Tenshi died. And then the E lands from Swain onto the Nautilus. How did Tenshi die? Wasn't Kled just 2 HP? Guess he got the remount. A really aggressive trade. Champ does just do a deceptive amount of damage. And now Zephelios is left on not loads of HP in a Draven lane, but the Q is going to come out from Naught, not quite find its target. Another auto back from Brandivar, and it's going to do loads of damage. They're both so low. This bot lane is really on the razor's edge right now. Traitor from Thornsey. I mean, Thornsey, he really won't mind using up Skull's HP bar here. The ult comes out, so does the Q, connects. Renekton is there with a stun onto Johnny G, and the Q is there from Amumi to follow it up, and they're going to give Rack the kill, and that is going to be 2 kills over to Rack before 6 minutes. Don't know how Johnny G keeps working themselves into these situations. I think this is what happens when you're not a top laner, and you don't know exactly what distance Renekton can 100 to 0 you from. But I always say the condition for any Rack team to win is when Rack gets ahead. And if we're seeing anything, it is Rack getting ahead. Mumu's gonna turn that mid strength into a dragon right now. Renekton has that ult available, and when Renekton has his ult available, that's when you make plays around the map. Another fight here from Tenshi and Thornsey. The ult comes out from Volibear, the Q heal is there, but he is going to get the courage back to flash forward, and the Q connects. The auto's there, and that's a dead Volibear. The Q from Amumi doesn't quite connect, but the E forward does, into the stun, and then the second Q, and then I had no idea why Johnny walked back. How many times is he going to get caught out by the EEW from Renekton? Just can't be acting like that, especially when there's another Amuma Q available. And that's a third kill over to Rack. Yeah, the top lane keeps giving me hope. And then the mid lane's there to shoot it all down. Johnny Goon. Wise words from Beckler in Twitch chat. I feel like this Draven really needs to get ahead, but it hasn't happened, and now he's sitting 20 CS down at 7 minutes. And as far as I'm aware, will get nastily outscaled by Anaphelios. Already a 400 gold difference between them. It's basically a kill. Big A hovering in the bushes here. The E connects from Swain, but Big A is not yet in range. He's going to walk into this bush, but it is very kindly warded. Luckily has a control ward to check, so we didn't have any awkward sitting in the bush for 10 minutes while nothing happens. To be fair, the farm difference in mid lane isn't completely insane. They didn't end up getting the, well no, they did get the drag, sorry, and now they're going to get the grubs. Racketeers definitely pulling ahead on the objective side of things. That jungle momentum is adding up. Kuskio doesn't get Dreadline there, even though I thought he would. Is it called Dreadline? Let's check. Dredgeline. Well, that's close enough, right? The Ghost here comes out from Aphelios, but he does get hit by the Jarvan EQ. The ult is there from Jarvan as well, doesn't have the flash available to escape it. He's going to die, and then Johnny G is there, lands the EQ. The ult comes out from Draven. It's a couple of nice kills onto the bot lane there. I do expect them to trade back at least one mid plate, but we do have the TP available from Hui. Tenshi is now sitting in the middle of the lane without his E. Thornsey's going to use that opportunity to go in. The Q lands, the W, all 4 autos connect. Almost dismounts, but not quite. The Tiamat's going to come in handy to clear this wave here. Chop the Farmer trading back the red jungle for that play made in the bot lane. And is maybe going to look for the Kled? I mean, when the Kled does this, doesn't surprise me. Is he going to get hit by the Amumu Q? He does, and it does cancel the Kled ult. The movement speed is there, but is the second Q going to land? It is. And Thornsy's now stuck with very little movement speed, but he does have a Jarvan on the way. Is he going to get his courage in time? He is not, and he's going to fall. Chop the Farmer is just putting on a bit of a clinic right now. It takes me back to the Season 11 days of, what, I think we had 12 games of Amumu in the first, like, 3 weeks? Or something ridiculous like that. I think everyone was tired of seeing it at that point. And it is the return of the king. Thornsy biting off a bit more than he could chew with that turret there. Oh my god, the Renekton damage. The Eclipse proc on the EQ. A bit of nonsense in the middle lane there. The Renekton ult comes out. The Whale ult comes out. Nothing fucking happens. Renekton does get to kill that wave, has a bit of a tempo on this base, has a TP available. Nothing's happening around the bot lane, although we do have a teleport from behind. Jarvan is there, but realistically, are they going to do anything to this Renekton? I don't fucking think so. The E comes out, the W stun onto Big A, a lot of damage there. Renekton lands a triple man Q, the Q comes out from Chop the Farmer onto Jarvan, going to finish him off, and then he's going to land on the Q skill, he's going to fall as well. Renekton is going to eventually die, but not for nothing. The Draven and the Swain are the next to fall, the QQ comes out from Johnny G, going to find its way onto Aphelios, and it's actually going to be a 2 for 3 for the side of the Racketeers, and a dragon over to Racketeers. Oh, mute for 1 second, guys. My bad. And we're back. Chop the Farmer, sitting in the bush, going to be looking for that Q. I think he has the opportunity here. Sun and Moon loses a lot of their HP, but not in time for to die before the Amumu gets off the double man ult. The Q comes out from Nautilus, another Q from Amumu. Nautilus binks that kill, but Chop the Farmer still getting another 2 for kill participation here. Volibear caught out, does have the ult available, it is going to use it, but the ult comes out from Jarvan and the flash comes out from Kled. Action all over the map. They do manage to trade back the Aphelios, but I don't think this Draven can be affording one for ones right now. I also think he died after the Draven, which means those passive stacks never got cashed in. Swansea though, might get first target for this. Actually, looks like he's definitely going to get first target for it. Oh, a little bit of action in the jungle here. But the Amumu Q goes wide. So silly. These top lane fights are just, they're really nothing, huh? And the Jarvanaut comes out into Aphelios here, and that is going to be 3 autos and a kill. Ooh, the ult comes out from Hui here, followed by the ult by the Kled. Is it going to connect? Not quite. Rack pops the ult himself. The E comes out, does connect. Is he going to die? I think he is. The execute auto is going to be there, unless it isn't, and Rack's going to make it out alive. Potentially TPs, but not going to find a kill. Is going to save his mid laner. And a couple of net neutrals there. Except for a nice little kill over the Draven. I mean, this is the Jarvan effect, right? Just ult the person without the flash. And it's pretty much going to always be a kill. Well, don't have the dash either. Collector looks pretty good on Draven here. Oh, we're being sarcastic. I think Collector might actually be pretty bad on Draven here. I think that might be what BDXWWG meant. Stupid fucking name. Volibear gets EQ'd by the Jarvan. The QW from Hui doesn't quite connect. Amumu is going to walk it out. Runs into a Swain. We're not interested in that though, because we're currently seeing a top lane fight. Hornsey versus Rack. Rack doesn't have the Dominus available right now, but he will real soon, and the stun is there. Is that just a dead Kled? Unless it isn't a dead Kled. The E is there. The Q lands. Dominus is going to be available any second. But it looks like Renekton might have flashed out of the way. Big A is caught by the Nautilus hit here. His EQ just doesn't get him out in time. The Renekton ult is popped. And he is going to fall. Tenchi's really low HP here, but not going to die unless Mercutio finds a way, or the Draven ult connects, and there it is! Are they going to find Hui here? The ult comes out. It's a lot of damage. Gets the flash Q onto Mercutio, the ult connects as well, the flash is there, the ult comes out from Mercutio, so a decent amount of survivability to be fair. I don't know how he's still alive. The TP comes out from Thornsey and they're not going to find him in time, the flash comes out from Aphelios. What an absolute clown fiesta. But it looks like it went pretty fucking well for GGL. And they might finally find their first drag of the game. Gotta say, the Draven's actually doing some bits right now. That is going to be GGL's first dragon. Looks like Hui is actually fulfilling the prophecies right now. Even after the a bit of a shaky early game, to say the least. And we're seeing another random fight. This Kled has just been scrapping the Volibear and Renekton on cooldown. Big A is here, the EQ's not going to connect, but the Kled ult is there behind him. The E lands, the Q lands. I think that's going to be a dead Renekton, unless it isn't going to be a dead Renekton. Big A is hunting for that kill, not going to give it up that easy. The EQ must be coming up soon. Is it going to connect? Not quite. The W's there from Rack, and he's just not going to die. I feel like Rack survives things I've never seen anyone else survive before. It's a talent. Draven damage is ridiculous. The flash forward from Nautilus to combined with the flash forward from Draven, they're going to still find the kill. Enix is not going to fall for it. The Amumu does secure the Rift Herald in the meanwhile. And they're looking for the dive. Instead of just killing the fucking turret? What the fuck? They just decided to kill 2 of their team instead of... The Kled's Demolish proc was ready. It was 2 autos from dying. And he started diving the fucking Nautilus. Hello? Sorry. I don't mean to be toxic. It's just I'm actively disgusted by everything I watch. Rack is walking through alcove, guys. I'm not muted, am I? Oh, I hope I was, to be honest. That felt quite toxic. I'm just so tired. Why did they dive? I'm gonna tear my eyes out. We're 1 game in, less. Got 3 more to go, baby. Hell yeah. Hope you guys are having fun. The game has reached a bit of a standstill. Nothing really to play for. Drag's up in 2:30. Baron's up in 3:30. Just some clearing. Atacon is there, to be fair. Forgot about that shit. Quay is top, has the TP available. I don't know if either team's going to look to make any aggressive plays on it. Both junglers are moving towards that side of the map. It looks like GGL are going to make the first move. Big A walks into the Amumu here. The Q doesn't quite connect, but the Swain E is going to. He's caught between 3 people, but he's pretty secure and pretty fucking tanky as well. Chop looking aggressively onto a play here. Is he going to find the bandage toss? Well, who knows if he would have or not. The E from Mercutio lands onto Chop and Rack, but those aren't exactly the primary targets to kill. Not that there are many, to be honest. Oh, Faunsey walks forward. The Q lands on the Mercutio. The ult comes out. The curse of Sam onto 2 people. Faunsey's knocked up by the dredge line and then the ultimate. But Chop the Farmer is going to fall. Is Faunsey going to get his courage back? I'm not sure he is. The flash forward from Renekton. He's going to find Kled. But the ult from Big A is enormous. And it traps 3 of them, and they're all going to die. And oh my god, it's basically a fucking ace. GGEL. They've only gone and fucking done it. Oh, now I'm hyped. Oh, that energy is coming back to me right now. Hell fucking yes. And that's Atacon over to GGEL. I mean, what even fucking happened? I think it was just too aggressive from Chop the Farmer there. I don't even think Tenshi's going to trade back a turret for it. This Volibear build does a few things, but... Oh no, he is. I'll shut my mouth. It's not the fastest turret taker. Either way, really good for GGL. They're going to have a dragon to play for now. They're very clearly posturing for this drag. They're going to hit this drag. Phoenix might be caught out, not quite. Well, then now they're hitting the drag, and it doesn't even look like they want to contest. They're looking for Kled here. The bandage toss does find its mark. The CC is coming there from Nautilus and Tenshi, but it looks like they're just going to leave him to die, except the Kled ult is phenomenally well timed. Rack TP's in, but gets hit by all of Hui's damage. He's just going to die. Thornsey is alive in the backline, looking for his courage to flash forward from Jarvan. The ult onto Aphelios is going to find him. Not quite. The EQ isn't going to come out in time. Thornsey is going to remount. They're finding Enix in the backline, and the EQ does land with Aphelios back there. Jarvan is going to kill him. Thornsey finds the Nautilus, and the Mumu is stuck in his own jungle, and they're gonna push the turrets, and GGL are doing it. And Draven was barely even fucking involved. Keep it a buck. That's crazy. Rack just TP'd in and got one shot. And that's going to be Baron over to GL unless Chop can pull off some miracle work. What a fascinating game this has been. It's crazy what it does for a team when they just focus Rack. And we're gonna see yet another bullshit top lane fight here. To be fair, I actually do think Tenshi wins it quite confidently at this point. There's not much that beats a 2-item Volibear. And I don't think it's Kled, not ever since he lost his healing reduction. Oh. Smite comes out from Jarvan. Not getting his fucking Grump stolen today, boys. It's just so, they just keep healing. It's just Tenshi wins and then he remounts and then they're back to square one. The LDR is the Collector did seem awful. I don't actually know why he bought the Dirk, but maybe he was cooking with gas that we ain't even heard of before. I don't think they're going to be able to hold this turret here. Jarvan is walking around looking for the flank. The EQ comes out. The ult is there as well. There's no flash available for Aphelios, and he's just going to fall the flash Q from Chop the Farmer. He's going to find the 3-man ultimate. Johnny G is going to flash out. The Nautilus ult is going to connect, but really far away. Jarvan's going to fall eventually, but the damage from Hui is just going to be enormous. Enix ults forward, not going to find anyone. The ult is there from Kuzco, but not going to catch them in time. And it looks like they're just going to be on the run here. Ends up being a 1-for-1. But they do trade a turret top lane for it. Yeah, no, I know he goes Dirk for early laning damage, but he built the Dirk after he finished BT. Which is why we were like pretty confident he was building Collector. Otherwise, I know what you mean. But yeah, he built it really late. He built it when lane was pretty much over, to be honest. But he's built it for the Yumus. Interesting. I won't comment. I don't know anything. Game has reached a bit of a slow point again, but we do have the drag coming up in 10 seconds, which I assume is a round to change that. We might see some more random fuck-off fighting between Kled and Volibear. They both have their TPs available to get to the fight if needed. Yeah, I mean, here it is. Don't know why they keep doing it. The Mimikyu doesn't quite find its mark, but the Hui is going to. The ult lands to chop the farmer. Enix caught between a rock and a hard place here. The EQ comes out from Big A, is going to get the Nautilus, but not the Mumu. The Mumu ult comes out, stuns up the Java, but he's not going to fall in time. Johnny G is there around the corner, but he's going to die to Aphelios' damage. The green gun is just too much range. Makuska gets stunned up and dies himself. And Racketeers seems to be on a bit of a comeback. The EE comes out from Rack and it is going to connect onto Brandivar. The flash is not available and he's going to fall as well. They're going to look for Jarvan, but I don't think he's going to find it in time. But suddenly GGL seem to be in a far less winning position than they were a second ago. It's going to be the third drag for Racketeers. I think, yeah, when that Hui dies, it's just so hard for them to kill these massive frontliners. Big A is looking for Tenshi here. He has the ult available, but there is no ult on the Kled, and it's going to be hard to keep up with him. I'm not sure this next EQ is going to connect unless Tenshi walks back in, but the timing is all wrong. Fawnzi is there, but Tenshi's got that mark onto Big A, and Rack is here. The ult is out, and that's just going to be a dead job, and Fawnzi's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Quay TP's in, but he's doing it into two big fucking melee champs. The E lands from Bakusko, it might save his life, but the flash forward from Rack, but the fear comes out just in time, and the ult is there, and Rack's going to go forward, but his Q is going to find its mark, and Tenshi is now caught in between a Kled and a hard place. The Q goes wide, but the E does connect. They're going to keep the pressure on. The W is out from Swain, but he's going to flash over the wall. Ends up being a 1-for-1. But it was a 2v4. Fawnzi's walking into just a part of the jungle you cannot blind walk into, and he's going to die for it. Brandivar's going to be soon to follow. Johnny G is going to find his mark. That's a lot of oh my god, the Quay damage is insane, but it's only going to find one target. And GGL's little monopoly over team fights in the mid game seems to be coming to an all too abrupt end, because the game just couldn't be quick. The Hui play was really satisfying though. That tickled a niche in my brain. Now the Baron is up. We're cycling between these objectives to play for. I'm amazed at just how relevant this. It's just such a bad comp to deal with these frontliners. Any other ADC would be so much better, but they have a Draven, and he's doing his best. Looks like they are going to be playing. They're going to be setting up this vision around Nash's now. Really know why Big A's bot lane, but Fawnzi's going there to match the Renekton. Rack going for his base. I assume to finish his overlords. Unless he doesn't. Are they going to find Chop? He's on a little hide and seek game here. Not going to in the end. The Javan EQ dodges the bandage toss, but it really does feel like Racketeers have the control over this river right now. The Q comes out from Chop the Farmer and the ult is soon to follow. The Volibear ult is there, and yeah, that's a dead Draven. I think that was a blind Amumu Q as well, which is impressive, to be honest. And they are going to convert that kill into Nash. I'm not sure Hui is going to be able to do loads about it. The Nautilus is there, zoning to the best of his ability. Big A walks in, but loses so much of his health to the Aphelios turret. Mercutio takes a step too far and gets hooked by the Nautilus. He's going to get completely shredded down to nothing by Aphelios. The Kleddle is here onto Tenshi, but so is Rack, and he's going to find his way onto the backline. Big A is going to knock him up, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. The damage is there from Johnny G. They're going to find themselves a Volibear, but Rack just keeps going forward, finds a Big A, and Kled is going to be there, not going to be able to get encouraging time. And that might actually be game. I'm not totally sure. I think Hui can probably clear waves, to be fair. They're going to go for the Dragon instead. That is going to be Soul over to Racketeers. And this game does not get any easier for GGL. The gold lead has been evened out, but if Draven keeps dying like this, they're not going to have a route back in. Seems like Swain's mid-game presence is sort of worn off by this point as well. He just gets completely one-shot, to be honest. And then the blue buff goes over to GGL. Small wins, at least. The bandage toss doesn't find its mark. But the flash Q doesn't either, but it does force out the Zhonya's. Now Johnny G is just going to be stuck between 4 big fucking guys. The Aphelios ult goes wide, but I'm not sure it's going to matter. The EQ isn't there. Mercutio is going to Zhonya's, but Jarvan's just going to get completely one-shot. Mercutio is not going to have the damage, and that might actually be game. Rat going forward. Randavar's going to put up the best fight he can, but he just doesn't do enough damage. Q lands on Declared. And he's gonna die as well. Oh, unless he doesn't. Just about able to survive. Forced back into base though, which is gonna give Racketeers time to start opening up these Nexus turrets. The ult comes out from Volibear, he's gonna stun those turrets up. Kled is there, but he's not gonna be able to do much about it. Rack might die. He does. I'm not sure it's gonna matter. Racketeers are hitting the Nexus, and Aphelios is going toe-to-toe, and he's going to find it a 1-for-1. Meanwhile, Racketeers finish up that Nexus, and that is going to be GG for Racketeers.